morning, good morning, good morning. I pray all is well with you and your families, and I pray you thank the Lord for waking you up on this morning, because someone did not, someone will not. Okay, you all, I don't know why the Lord keeps having me talk about married couples, but obviously there's a lot of marriages in danger of getting a divorce who truly are meant to be together, but the enemy is attacking your marriage. These are for the people who know that they're really meant to be together, not the people who got together for their hidden agendas and to do, ministry and business. I'm talking about those of you who know for a fact that the Lord put you all together. Here's what's going on. Here's what I've noticed, and this is what I actually saw this last week, this Sunday in church. And this is the whole truth. This is about to upset some of the men, but it's going to free you women. So here's the truth. I noticed that, even in church, once a male pastor lays hands on a female, for some reason this female gets drawn to this pastor, and she feels like the pastor desires her, not knowing that it was the Spirit of God who told him to go lay hands on her, because either she was sick or she was struggling with something. Because understand, they lay their hands on men as well, but for some reason these women get attached to these pastors, and then they feel like they can console the pastor after the pastor has preached a hard sermon that was actually emotional, and God was dealing with him and obviously convicted him about some things. And then once he's walking off the pulpit and going back to his pastoral office, they want to grab his hand, touch his back, when you shouldn't even be touching a man of God. He's going through something, you shouldn't even be putting your hands on him. And then I notice even if a pastor mentions a female's name, if a male pastor mentions a female's name, all of a sudden she always want to go give him a hug and stuff. And here's the whole truth. I need you men to tell these women, do not come near me, do not touch me, do not console me, do not comfort me. I have a wife that can do that for me. Because here's the whole truth. Until the man speaks up, you wives will continue to complain and fuss, because if he don't say anything, that female feels like it's okay for her to do it. This goes on in the church so much, and it's because it's some type of, I can't remember the name of this syndrome, but it's they feel like, oh my God, he picked me. Oh my God, he laid hands on me. Oh my God, he touched my hands. Oh my God, he touched my head. Oh my God, he touched my stomach. He prayed over me. Honey, that was the Spirit of God. That man don't want you, so stay out of his face. I'm speaking up for you wives who are too afraid to tell these females, stay out of your husband's face. He is a man of God. He is a pastor. It don't matter. Don't go up in his face once he finished preaching a sermon. Let him go where he need to go. If he don't come to you, talking to you, don't go up to him, touching him, rubbing on his back, rubbing on his hand. He don't need you to console you. To console him, he has me. You wives better start speaking up for your husband. I'm gonna tell you the best part of that church sermon that I like. The preaching was good because the pastor, he's a powerful preacher. You know what I mean? He's a prayer warrior. But the best part of the service was when this young couple was at the altar, and he asked the young man, "Who is she to you?" He said, "That's my wife." And then he was like, "Who is he to you?" And she was like, "My husband." And at first she was just saying, "My husband." And then, but the one time she said, "This is my husband." I said, see, that's what I'm talking about. Because at the end of the day, it's too many females in the church. And when you a married woman, you better make it known. This is my husband. In other words, don't you come near him, or you gonna have a problem with me. And I just loved it. And like he said, this is my wife. In other words, don't you come near her, or you go have a problem with me. See, there should be more married couples like that. This my husband, stay out of his face. More men, this my wife, stay out of her face. Straight up and down. If anybody want to disrespect you in that way, that's when the woman has to say, stay out my face, stay out of my inbox, I don't want you. That's when the man steps up and says, stay out of my face, stay out of my inbox, I don't want you. I am what? Happily married. But no, unfortunately, you men allow this junk to go on, and then your wife begins to feel insecure. Believe me, she feel insecure because you haven't stopped them females from being in your inbox and being in your face and rubbing on your arm and rubbing on your back. Are you okay? Jesus Christ. Yes, I'm okay. I just preached a sermon. I don't need you rubbing on me. I don't need you touching me. I don't care if I did put my hand on your belly talking about infirmity come out. I don't care if I did put my hands on your hand talking about I'm anointing you. Don't touch me. I'm a married man. Period. You know, you single women, y'all so disrespectful, yo. Y'all disrespectful. Y'all have no respect for yourself. So, of course, you can't have respect for a marriage because you have no respect for yourself. And then it's crazy. Some of you women have been married and you have become the women that probably broke your marriage up. That's not cool. Ain't nothing cute about it. Some of you are widows. Some of you are widows. And you know good and well you didn't want no woman up in your husband's face. So why are you in another woman's husband's face? Trying to console him and rub on him, especially after a sermon. Like, sit your hot tail down. Sit your fast tail down. I don't care if your husband dead or if you're divorced. Stay out of the man of God's face who is married. Period. I don't care if your husband dead. I don't care if your husband left you. I don't care what your situation is. If he's not your husband, stay out of his face. Period. You know, I tell you what, you married women, y'all better start speaking up. Real talk, man. Like, some of you are going through all this hell because you won't speak up. And I'm talking about, it ain't even about arguing with the female, because the female not the problem, your husband is. Let's make this thing very plain. I'm the type of woman, I'm going to tell a lady, stay out of his face. But if he allow her to still be in his face, see, that ain't even my problem as he is. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go to him. Because he better make sure he let every single female know who may find him attractive, who may find his anointing attractive, who may even like his accent. He better let them know, stay out of my face. And I'm not saying, say it like, lady, stay out of my face smiling. No, stay out of my face. I am happily married. Don't touch me. Don't come near me. I have a wife that can touch me, console me, comfort me. I don't need your attention in that manner. You know, it's just crazy how men don't want to speak up and say something, but it's because it strokes their ego and makes them feel like they macho and so masculine and they got it all together. But it really just shows that you're insecure and you need all these women attention when you got that one that'll give you everything you need. And it really shows how weak you are as a man. Believe it or not, it doesn't make you look like a godly man. It makes you look like a weak man who don't know how to control his emotions and don't know how to tell women to stay out of your face because you have a wife that can take care of you and supply all your needs. It's just amazing. You know, when a pastor calls your name, because God shows him something. When a pastor prophesies over your life, because God shows him something, that does not mean that that man has eyes for you. So don't go up to him always wanting a hug on him. Dang, respect the marriage and respect his wife, for God's sake. Do you ladies understand that with what you're doing, it'll actually stop you from ever getting married, first off foremost, because you don't respect the covenant of marriage. And then if you ever do get married, that same spirit that's in you, once you finally find that man that you really love and desire and you marry, that same Jezebel and Delilah is going to constantly come up to your husband because that's the spirit that you're operating in. No respect for marriage. No respect for marriage. You know, it's just amazing. You ladies go learn and y'all go learn the hard way. But once again, just because a pastor lays hands on you, just because a pastor anoints you, doesn't mean that pastor want to sleep with you. Doesn't mean that that pastor has a heart for you per se. The love of God, the love for people, a pastor's heart, I mean, he has to love the people that he is shepherding and God has given him, you know, to cover in prayer. So yes, if you're sick, or if you're hurting, yes, he's supposed to care. And yes, the Bible tells us to lay hands on the sick. But that doesn't mean that he wants to have sex with you. You women whose husbands have died, Stay away from married men. You single women who are divorced or never been married, stay away from married men. Now, for you married men, the next time a single woman or a widow woman come and lay her hands on you, you tell her that that is inappropriate and do not touch you again. It's that dang on simple. You all make these things so difficult. You tell them women do not touch you. If you don't walk up to them to greet them, if you're not standing at the door to greet them when they're leaving out, or to to talk to them when they're leaving out, tell them women don't walk up on you, touching you, rubbing your back or your hand or your head. Period, point blank. When I witnessed that, my eyes was like, Jesus, like, dude. And the pastor was so in the spirit, he really didn't even pay attention to it. But this young girl, who's a widow, as he's leaving out, she walks up to him, grabbing his hand and rubbing on his back. She was the only one who did it. Everybody else let him walk out of the dang on sanctuary. But this one girl, and she's a widow woman. Yeah, the sermon was about widows. Okay? Because there's many of them. But that didn't mean that he wanted you. Yeah, he laid hands on your belly, telling the infirmity to come out. That doesn't mean he wants you, little girl. Keep your hands to yourself, because you're disrespecting the man of God and his wife. Nobody else may not want to correct you, but I'm going to correct anything that I see that is ungodly in the church. You all corrected me. I'm correcting everybody. God has given me that right. See, what y'all fail to realize is that same judgment that y'all place on others, God come back and place it on you. I didn't come to sit up there and even see that, but I was sitting in the back of the church. I was right there at the door that the pastor walks out of, but I was on the completely opposite side. I even made sure that I didn't even sit in the aisle where I would be anywhere near the pastor when he walked out. I separated myself completely so nobody couldn't be like, oh my God, just to keep peace and keep confusion down. See, so this is what y'all fail to realize is where y'all be thinking one woman is the issue. There's too many other women that are truly the issue who are after the pastor. Y'all be thinking it's one woman, and the woman that y'all think it is got morals and values and standards, and believe in the covenant of marriage and respects the covenant of marriage. It ain't me, sis. You better look at them greeters and everybody else in your church. But it ain't Rosina Akinola. And it's the whole truth. And you better look at them women, even the ones that are not black. The white women, the black women, the mixed women. But it ain't Rosina Akinola. Keep your eyes open. Stay alert. Tell your husband to put them women in place. Make no mistake about it. Take back your authority. If you really love your husband, you better let him know to let them women know. Stay away from him and stay out of his face. It's just as simple as that. Ain't no wavering. Ain't no compromise. Let him know. Take your power back. You ladies better take your power back. All you married women, you better take your power back. Especially you women in the church. All these little heathens coming up to your husband because he's a deacon or because he's a minister, attracted to his anointing, disrespecting your marriage. You ladies better rise up and take your power back and let them women know they better stay out of his face, and let him know that he better tell them that they better stay out of his face. Do you all hear me? Y'all better take back y'all covenant in y'all marriage. Stop letting these Jezebels and these Delilahs and these hot-tailed women that come into the church just to destroy marriages, destroy your marriage. And for you men, y'all better tell them men to stay away from your wife. Don't be coming up to your wife hugging her. Don't be in your wife DM. And ladies, you better tell them men to back up because you're happily married. The only people that condone this stuff are you couples who are not happily married. And y'all wonder how everybody know you're not happily married. You allow too much stuff to go on that is not godly, that is not permitted by God, that God says is a no altogether. I hope y'all enjoy your day. Women, take back your power. Men, You better let them women know, stay out of your face. And don't say it with a smile. You better say it with the authority that the Lord has given you. You a man. You not a female. If you not weak, you better tell them women straight up and down, stay out of your face because you're happily married. When I saw that young girl and that young man sit up there and say, this my wife, this my husband, and they wasn't smiling, they were dead serious, like, and you better stay away from them. Some of y'all should have taken lessons from them. Enjoy your day.